Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be talking about very key pertinent points that individuals can deploy to try and help themselves when using computer screens for extended periods of time. This has become a problem more so in recent times due to the advent of the opportunities for individuals to work from home, but this directly involves using a computer screen. So not only are we now using a computer screen more so at home for work, we are also using computer screens for leisure, and the combination of the increased workload and the increased workload for the eyes means that certain patients and people are running into problems. So if you want to learn more about how to optimize your visual experience when working with such devices, then please stay tuned. As with anything that one is going to do for an extended period of time, it is crucially important to optimize everything about that experience. The first thing that we need to do is ensure that we have the correct spectacles for the task in hand, should we require spectacles. So the reason I raise this is because there'll be certain individuals out there whom require glasses for computer distance related tasks. However, they will choose not to wear them, and then they will wonder why they are experiencing eye strain and visual blur. In order to get the best optimal refraction and therefore prescription, one needs to attend for an eye test. At this eye test, it is important to speak to your eye care practitioner about the various different challenges that you are likely to face in your computer related tasks, so that the prescription can be adjusted accordingly if needed. The other benefit of visiting your opticians to try and optimize your spectacle prescription is trying to understand whether your computer visualization experience will be benefited by wearing single vision lenses, wearing bifocal lenses, wearing varifocal lenses, wearing contact lenses, or wearing specific occupational lenses which are designed to be used at computer related distances. In terms of the next factor to try and optimize this is lighting. So a couple of key things to take on board include when one has a window in the office or home office environment, ideally one should not be sat directly in front of it or behind it. Ideally the window should be beside our desk environment. In terms of trying to eliminate possibly unwanted light or trying to control the amount of light getting into our workspace environment, this is managed adequately with things such as blinds. The importance of trying to optimize lighting to comfortable levels to allow us to see is imperative, because excessive amount of lights will cause eye strain. Leading on from the lighting point that we just discussed, the next component to try and control, which pretty much goes hand in hand, is glare. Glare can come from many different sources, including your computer screen itself, the walls around you. Glare will naturally disrupt your viewing experience and cause eye strain. Simple measures to try and combat this include optimizing light, as well as using other means such as anti-reflection and anti-glare coatings and screen protectors. Some newer devices of display units or computer screens are optimized to try and control these things, and they do have certain types of anti-glare, anti-reflection filters / components incorporated within them. Without going into too much detail, if you have the means to upgrade your display unit, i.e. your monitor, one should aim for flat screen, flat panel LEDs. Moreover, flat panel LEDs with the highest resolution will give you the optimal experience. Another factor that can also help you in your visual experience is having larger display units. On these larger display units, adjusting several core components will again help you to optimize settings. These several different components that can be adjusted quite easily include brightness, include text size, include font, as well as color temperature. Ultimately, the goal of trying to optimize these is to reduce eye strain, and in doing so, trying to reduce eye fatigue and therefore experiencing poor vision. Other important things to try and do whilst using computer screens for extended period of times are simple things that we don't really think about but do make a big difference. These include things such as taking regular breaks, blinking regularly, and consciously blinking completely. And what I mean by that is when we are so engrossed in a task and concentrating quite deeply, sometimes we half blink. This is called an incomplete blink for obvious reasons. But what happens as a consequence of such an act as a incomplete blink is that our ocular surface will start to dry out. If our ocular surface starts to dry out because tears are evaporated, this will cause visual and ocular discomfort and therefore visual blur. So regular blinking, going for regular breaks away from your computer screen, using drops as needed and using them frequently as needed. So what I mean by that is some patients who naturally have a tendency towards dry eyes or do have a diagnosis of dry eyes, what can be helpful is using the drops pre-computer use just to try and help with that experience of using a computer screen for a long time. For example, sometimes in certain jobs and certain environments, actually physically getting up and going for a break may not always be practical. In such a context, doing simple things such as turning your chair away from your computer screen and simply looking into a different plane, looking at something different, concentrating on having a few purposeful complete blinks can be potentially all you have at your disposal, and therefore it's important that you try and utilize this as a means of taking a break from your computer screen. The key message that most commentaries will give is looking away from your computer screen every 20 minutes or so for a duration of up to 20 seconds. This approach has been adequately coined the 20-20 approach. Going back to the mention of breaks, ideally if you are sat at a computer screen, it would be a good idea to roughly take a 10-minute break for every hour you are sat at a workstation. This will not only help your eyes, but it will also help your shoulders, your neck, etc. Other little things that can help with your experience and making it as comfortable as possible include things such as desk lamps. But again, be sure that these desk lamps are actually aiding you as opposed to being detrimental. What I mean by that is some individuals will incorporate a desk lamp into their workspace setting. However, the desk lamp will either be shining directly onto their screen, causing glare, and therefore this will be problematic, or it will be positioned in such a way that it is directly shining into our eyes and therefore it again causes glare. Thank you for watching this video about how to optimize your environment and workspace to try and give you the best possible visual experience whilst using a computer screen. If you've liked this video, please do share, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much. Until the next time.